Alright, so I know it's been a while. Almost 2 weeks, maybe even 3, because the last one I made I think was on Valentine's Day. And of course that one actually went pretty well. I actually got to hang with some of my friends later on in the night, and in the daytime I was basically just killing time. So it wasn't really that bad. So more recently, I just wanted to point out that I went ahead and reserved Super Smash Bros. Brawl, which is coming out next Sunday. And yes, I reserved it at Toys R Us. One thing that is different about that than at GameStop is they don't take your name down. So if you reserve the game, and let's say I were to tear this up and throw it away, that's it. They can't look you up. They don't take any information down. They just put it all onto this, which I'm assuming they put onto a gift card, and that's why it has the barcode right there. And they use that to identify you, or identify that you reserved the copy. And that's basically it. I think, just like GameStop, they come with those little bonus things for reserving. I know Fry's, like they did with Super Mario Galaxy, they had a coin where at GameStop and Toys R Us, if you reserved, you got for free. At Fry's, they sold it for like $5. But in this one, I don't know if they're actually giving away something for free or not. You might want to check. But I'm assuming they're probably going to do the same thing. And at Fry's, of course, you could probably purchase it if they had it on the side. It's because at Fry's, amazingly, you don't reserve games, which I think is just interesting, because it's basically first come, first serve, which is something I actually kind of like. Anyway, it comes out next Sunday, and I'm definitely going to try to play that and see what it's like. One of my friends who got it early will say he went ahead and tested it out with some of his friends, and all of them actually liked it. Like, there were no downsides to it at all. Also, if you go and check on Wikipedia, it got released in Japan first, and it wasn't that bad at all. There were just really, really great reviews for it. So if you have a Nintendo Wii, I would strongly recommend it. And of course, I'll let you know if it was any good or not when I try it out, hopefully. Next thing I wanted to talk about was my job. Yes, I'm still working at Fry's, but there's one thing that's different. Basically, we got a new person in charge of our department. And our department's like customer service, and yeah, it's basically it. And within that, you have cashiers, and you have customer relations, which is me. And the thing is that when I was doing Vanna, which is basically standing where the line forms to tell people which cashier to go to or what number, and that's what it's called, doing the Vanna. But when I was doing that, the person in charge came over and relieved me, and she said, "Go back to your register." I'm like, "Well, I don't ring up from customer relations. We don't do that." And she's like, "Oh, well, we're gonna change that." Huh? Guess what? She actually is trying to change that. She's trying to make us ring up, or learn how to ring up. Now, I don't know about you, but she just assigned us someone else's job title and is going to pay us exactly the same. To me, it doesn't seem right. Not only do we answer the phones, deal with all the calls that go through all the entire store, not to mention the manager, but we deal with the rebates, the deliveries, car installations, wireless home installations, walking the entire ad, making sure the entire store is correct. Sometimes the prices on there aren't right, or sometimes they mix up the signs. We do a lot more than that. And now she wants us to, on top of our jobs, do a cashier's job. I don't know how how I'm going to fit that in, but that's what she wants us to do, and we'll be paid the same. No raise, no nothing. We're just getting another job adding on top. Seems a little just wrong. Anyway, so yeah, I thought I'd just share that with you. Let me know what you guys think about that. Yeah, a little odd, a little strange. And let's see. I'm also looking for a new car. Or not a new car. A new car to me, but a used car. And let me tell you, after doing a lot of research, it is a pain to find a used car, especially one that you actually, once you start searching, you find the ideal car that you actually want. It becomes frustrating because you see it in the ad or online. And you go ahead and call, and they're like, oh, yeah, I sold it 3 weeks ago. Well, what is it doing still online if you sold it 3 weeks ago? I'm assuming people are going to still be calling you because it's online. So therefore, you must have still had it. But again, someone explained to me that that's just like a yard sale. People leave the signs up even though the yard sale ended like a month ago and it's still there, the old signs, because no one takes them down. So I'm still looking for that used car, but I'll let you know when I get it. Maybe I'll take a picture of it or something. Let's see. Other than that, one of my friends on YouTube, her name is Abby. Or should I say Abby? She did a video blog, and yeah, she does video blogs, but she did a particular video blog, and the main topic was on magazines. Basically, the ones like 17, those that show, I guess, they show how people should look like. I mean, of course, everyone's seen the 17 magazine, everyone's seen probably Maxim stuff, any of those types of magazines. You see people how other people want you to see everyone else, if that makes sense. Basically, I don't know how to explain it. Basically, they show you how they want everyone else to look like, and then everyone else tries to look like that, and that becomes a problem. This is why you have people who are bulimic or anorexic trying to fit into that made up society where people think, oh, if I don't look like that, I must not be pretty. If I don't have that correct form or shape, I must be ugly, I must not be perfect. And that's what guys want, because that's what the magazines tell you. And of course, according to Maxim and stuff, that's all they're showing. And of course, those guys who read those, they after a while assume, oh, everyone looks like that, it's just you people who don't. And that's the problem. You're creating a fake image, and everyone is looking for that fake image, and that's a huge problem. And that's what she talks about. In fact, maybe I'll put the link up so you guys can go ahead and watch that. And today, the 3rd of March, she did another video kind of recapping what she said in the previous video by asking people to boycott these magazines, which I think is a great idea. Because you don't need to be reading those magazines if all it's going to do is make you feel bad and make you try to be something that you're not. Not in a bad way, but something that you don't have to try to be. An example is when I go to any store, they always have magazines where it shows men with huge muscles on it. Muscle magazines, basically. And they have protein shakes, creatine, all these pills to help you get big buff, because for some reason you think you have to look like that in order to be attractive, or in order to fit in, or to maybe to stand out and to be more superior. But you don't actually need that. And if you feel that you actually need those products, or you need to look like that or feel like that, and you're sad or you get depressed because you don't look like that, you don't need the magazine. You don't. So boycott it. And I'll post a link to her video that she did today. Because once you boycott it, you realize that you don't need that. That you're actually fine the way you are. Once you realize that, things bother you less. You're more independent. You're stronger. Trust me, it's better that way. Alright, continuing on. I know there's something else I wanted to talk about. Each time I do a vlog, there's always something that I'm forgetting to mention. I remember it, and then I automatically forget. Don't know why. Anyway, my birthday's coming up. Yeah, how could I forget a small little thing like that? Yeah, my birthday, it falls on March 27th, which happens to be a Thursday, which amazingly is my day off. So kudos on that. Amazingly, it will be my golden birthday. For those of you who don't know what a golden birthday is, it's when your birth date and the age you turn are the same. So mine is March 27th, and I'll be turning 27. Yeah, amazing, huh? Yeah, if I don't look that old, cool. I don't know. Maybe I do on here. Maybe not. Anyway, I'm still trying to figure out what I'm gonna do. I don't want to do anything too spectacular, but basically when I do have my birthday party, because those are actually going to be on 2 separate days, I want to do something that's more, I don't know, memorable, I guess. But, I don't know, I guess I'll let you know how that turns out, or I'll keep you updated on it. But yeah, the thought of turning 27, yeah. And then the funny thing is when you hear people saying, oh, I'm turning 19, wow, am I old? Nothing compared to what you're saying right now. And of course, people who are maybe hitting 30, they still consider 26 pretty young. And those who are in the 35, they still consider you practically a kid when you're at that age. So of course it's all points of view, but still, just the idea. I know I mentioned this before, but when I used to work at GameStop and people would trade in games, you'd have to take down their date of birth, because if people want cash, you had to be a certain age. And it's the funny thing, well, not even a certain age, but we always had to take down the date of birth. So when kids would come in and trade in a game, since I was born in 1981, they would come in and they would write 1995, and I look at them like, oh my god, I was in 8th grade when you were born. And it really makes you just think of how old you are. I mean, really, how old you are. You know, to the point where people don't know where music comes from, sadly. And that's another problem with artists today, but heck, let's just go into that. If you notice, everything on the radio is basically being copied from original artists. Samples here, samples there, everywhere. What was it? Mr. Lonely by, what was his name? I can't remember the guy who recently did it. The one who sounds like a chipmunk. He's not the original artist. He's not even close. Bobby Vinton is the one who did Mr. Lonely. And the person, that idiot who did the remake of My Girl into Suicidal, that was, no comment. Just the thought, suicidal. Suicidal. Who titles a song that and makes it sound like a love song? It's just ridiculous. I don't know. I don't know what's going on with the artists today. There's no original ideas or concept. Everyone has to copy someone else. Jessica Simpson, Take My Breath Away. What happened to Berlin, Take My Breath Away? No, everyone forgot about that. Or what's that one guy's name? The one who did More Than Words. I forgot what his name is, but he squeals in the song constantly. Extreme. More Than Words. The original people who actually came up with the song. People keep remaking old songs. And of course, the new generation don't know where these songs come from. So they assume, oh, this person maybe came up with it the first time. So this is something original no one else came up with. Not even close. And then when you go into movies, it's the same thing. Like War of the Worlds. Everyone thought that was the newest thing. And then there was a 1960s original version of it. What else? What was it? 3:10 to Yuma. That's a remake. That's not even original. And then everything's based off books, which isn't too bad. But if you notice, they're doing it more often. Harry Potter, that's easy, sure. Lord of the Rings, The Hobbit, the prequel, they're probably making a movie about that right now. What was it? Chronicles of Narnia, The Lion, the Witch, the Wardrobe. That's all a book, and then they turn it into a movie. Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, of course, that's a book, and then they turn it into a movie. Then there's a remake on top of that. It just seems like there's no originality anymore. Like, it's really difficult to come up with something original. Juno, I heard it was a great movie, and that is something original. I haven't seen it yet, but I heard great reviews. Why can't people come up with something like that? You know? And even when people go and try to make fun of a movie, like, was it Epic Movie? Or a Scary Movie? 1, 2, 3, and 4? 1 and 2 were okay, 3 and 4 were just kind of falling apart. It seems like there's no more thoughts and ideas. They're just trying to stretch it and throw everything in all at once. You know? Like, what was it? Shaun of the Dead. That was a great movie. It had its own plot, even though it was making fun of, like, all of the Dawn of the Dead remakes, all those types of zombie movies. It still has its own originality. And that actually worked. Same thing with Hot Fuzz. I know a lot of you have seen, what's that one with Will Smith? I hate it when your mind goes blank. Anyway, it was that cop movie. Anyway, it seemed like Hot Fuzz really made fun of that, but again, they made it their own. And it's just funny to see how people who try to make fun of movies and they just really don't put much thought and idea into it. Yet when a movie all on its own comes out and makes fun of these movies for no reason at all, it's very good. It's nice, original, and it has its own take on the entire story plot. It copies it, but not enough to really, for you to pinpoint to something. Well, all these other terrible parodies just incorporate those characters and make fun of them entirely. Like this one that had Superman, or someone who's claimed to be Superman. The bullet comes, hits him in the eye, of course he falls backward over the building. That's taking it a bit too far, don't you think? It just seems like a really bad movie. If you really put some original thought into it, I think it would be a little better. Not Superman, but something where you know where it's coming from, but you have, where, how do you say, where you really can't pinpoint that came from that movie. Like Hot Fuzz, you can't exactly pinpoint where it came from or what they really took the ideas from, but you can tell that it's making fun of a certain type of movie, a certain genre of movies, and that's, I think, what makes a movie work. Anyway, wow, I just really went all over the place, and I jumped through like 4 or 5 different topics. Crazy. Anyway, I think that's gonna be it for now. If I have anything else to really talk about, trust me, I'll definitely do another video vlog, because I think 2 weeks, maybe 2 weeks and a half, is a bit too long. Anyway, let me go ahead and do some shoutouts, because I haven't done those for a while. So I'd like to do a shout out to our evil one, and of course Abby, aka Lauren, and of course Amy, the person who we have no clue what her name is. Yes. Also, Sarah Marie 20, and I believe Tim and Dan as well, and Alex, if you're watching this. If you're not, well, doesn't matter. Anyway, yeah, so I know, too many shout outs. So again, if you guys have any questions, any comments. Oh, one last thing I want to say. Vantage Point. I actually saw it. Great movie. For those of you who don't like it when the movie goes back and forth through references or shows different points of views, which is what Vantage Point actually means. Or not points of views, but, well, sure, points of views. That's what the movie is, basically. But trust me, it's a really great movie. I recommend watching it in the theater. When it comes out on DVD, go ahead and check it out. It's going to be great. So that's going to be it for now. So I'll talk to you guys later. Take care.